turning a negative into a positive.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I can talk about this. We'll see.
So back in 2014, I thought everything was going perfectly. You know, I had gotten my MBA, I had a great job. Lo and behold, you know, I have these symptoms. Doctor calls me. I actually had a routine blood test, believe it or not. And doctor called me at night and he says, John, you've got to go to the hospital. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he sends me to the hospital, and lo and behold, I've got this thing called acute myeloid leukemia. Instantly, I was in shock, as anybody I think naturally would be. But from there, I quickly just got motivated. Like the next day, I was like, all right, well, if I have this, I have to beat it. My nurse came in, Nori, and she told me, your cells went from a 2-point-something to an 8-point-something. And I'm like, what? So life was going well. I was back in the mortgage business. I was very happy. Career was fantastic. We had the kids were great. Everything was wonderful. Health was great. Every time I went to the doctor, everything was wonderful. Until 2020, COVID hit, and I had developed a cough. And I was noticing symptoms that I'd never noticed before prior, so I didn't associate the two at all. But my wife, this cough, I had this cough, and she's like, you gotta get checked for COVID. They tested me, they're like, you relapsed. So at that point, I knew the cancer was back, and it was a blow. It was a big blow, because I had thought that I was done with it completely. So I took it from there and just said, all right, I've gotta beat this thing, and I know that there's a reason why I'm going through this. And I have faith in my doctors and their expertise that they're gonna take me through it, and I have the willpower and the motivation and the desire to win. And that's how I've always been, you know. And if you ever talk to my mother and my wife now, they'll say, if John wants something, he's gonna get it.
I wanted to get on here and really just remind people that I'm still working. Like, I haven't stopped. So I'm still working in the business.
I'm on the golf course in 2020 with a friend of mine. And it was the end of May, golfing second hole. And we get the phone call. It was a Friday. And it was the second hole. And I'm like, I knew he was gonna call. He told me he was gonna call. I'm like, oh, hold on one sec. I'm like, I gotta take this call. I'm on the tee box. He calls and he's like, John, we have to fight again. And I'm like, all right, well, it's fine. I beat it twice. I'll beat it again. I'm like, all right. He's like, are you good? He's like, and I'm like, on the tee box. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm golfing, Doc. I'm golfing right now, and I'm gonna continue my round. At that point, I was like, okay. I'm like, just one more time. Just one more time. And I was like, all right, 3 times the charm. I'm like, I've got to go through this 3 times, and here we go. Good morning, everybody. John Krause here, Team John Foundation. I wanted to reach out. When I got out of the hospital, my wife and I were talking about this t-shirt fundraiser, and she mentioned the word foundation, and it was as simple as that. It was a trigger, and instantly I was like, that's what we're doing. We have to do a 501c3. And she's like, all right, I'm in. So we both agreed at that point in time, we're gonna start a foundation. We didn't know who we were gonna help, but we were gonna help people that have sudden crisis in their life. And that's exactly what we do.
Someone early in my career told me, like, leadership, it just can't be given to you, it's taken, right? Someone that is a leader is a leader. No, these videos that he would do would be so inspirational. I just think about how he would impact others and how inspirational it was to be able to share his story the way that he was. I'm telling you, those videos, everything that he did, like, we were all sitting here crying our eyes out in our office.
But I felt like I could inspire others too, just from my daily fight, just from being there and just saying, hey, here I am. Today stinks, but I'm gonna get through it. And just having that positive message for other people. And maybe that when people see me going through what I'm going through, maybe when they see that, maybe they can just be that much better. And that's the one thing that I've gained through this entire journey is an amazing amount of perspective on life, you know, and how short life is, how blessed we are just to wake up every single day and do what we do. You know, be it the mortgage business or the garbage business, whatever that is, you have to be grateful for every single moment because you don't know if that's the last time that you get to have that moment.
We are either a driver or a passenger in life, I believe. There are some people that sit back and they're happy just to ride in the back seat, but it takes a very special type of person to be a leader, especially after such a horrendous battle with cancer that John has had over the years. But his resilience has brought him out of that, and he's really turned this into such a positive thing where people are really benefiting from the foundation that he set up.
I think when you have a vision and a mission, and people are looking upon you for guidance and because they're going to have bad days. Everyone's going to have a bad day. I think glass half full, that mentality is, all right, my bad day is here, but why is it bad? How can I overcome it? It's always thinking about how to make it better. You know, I'm a natural born optimist. I've always tried to turn like terrible situations into something good. It's not always easy. And I've had some people say, are you faking it? Like, is this fake positivity? And I had to really reflect on that. Like, is it? Is this for like, just to put out there that I'm a positive person? No, that's me. So I think as a leader, you're gonna go through bumps in the road. If you've got people watching you and you've put out there like, hey, listen, we wanna grow to, you know, let's say in the mortgage business, I wanna grow my branch to, you know, let's say 10 loan officers. And that's a goal of mine, and I've put it out there. Well, hopefully I've done the research and I've done set up my plan well enough to do that and get to that point. But it's one of those things that if you put it out there and eventually just say, you know what, I don't feel like doing it anymore. The optics of that is awful for the team. Yes, you can pivot, you can change, and there's got to be good reason to change in what you're going for. But in my opinion, I think you've got to still shoot for that goal. You know, it's not going to be easy, but it's up to a leader to show that there's a way.